Sam Giancana, born Salvatore Giancana in 1908, came from an Italian immigrant family. He rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most famous mafia leaders in American history. His life was full of challenges from the start. He grew up in Chicago's Little Italy, a neighborhood rife with poverty and opportunity. The neighborhood was full of immigrants struggling for a better life, creating a breeding ground for crime.
His Italian immigrant parents struggled to make ends meet. Life was tough and the family had to work hard to provide for their basic needs. Easy money and street respect lured young Sam into a life of crime. The streets were full of temptations that were hard to resist. Giancana joined the 42 Gang, a notorious group of young criminals on Chicago's west side. The gang was known for its violent crimes. The gang was like a second family to him, where he learned a lot about life in the criminal world.
He quickly gained a reputation for brutality and violence. He didn't hesitate to use force to achieve his goals. His criminal activities ranged from petty theft to armed robbery and assault. He was willing to do anything for profit. He did whatever it took to climb the ranks of Chicago's criminal underworld. His ambition knew no bounds.
The 42 Gang served as his training ground, instilling in him the values and skills needed to survive in the brutal world of organized crime. He learned how to deal with both enemies and allies. By the late 1920s, Giancana had caught the attention of the powerful Chicago outfit, the city's infamous Mafia. This organization was always looking for talented individuals to strengthen its power. The outfit was known for its ability to control crime in Chicago.
The outfit, under the control of the legendary Al Capone, recognized Giancana's potential. Al Capone was always looking for individuals who could carry out his orders without hesitation. He was ambitious, cunning, and utterly ruthless. These qualities made him a perfect fit for the organization. These traits, along with his street smarts and willingness to use violence, made him a valuable asset to the organization. He knew how to exploit opportunities and face challenges.
Joining the outfit was a turning point in his life, propelling him towards the upper echelons of organized crime. This step marked the beginning of a new phase in his life. Giancana's rise within the outfit was rapid. Thanks to his skills and intelligence, he managed to gain the trust of the organization's leaders. He excelled at illegal gambling operations, proving himself a skilled and powerful operator. These operations were a major source of income for the organization.
His reputation for violence preceded him, instilling fear in the hearts of his rivals and ensuring compliance from those under his control. Everyone knew he wouldn't hesitate to use force, and ensuring compliance from those under his control. He knew how to maintain order within the organization. With each successful operation, he gained more power and influence within the outfit. His successes strengthened his position within the organization. He was on his way to becoming a major player in the American criminal underworld. His journey from the streets of Chicago to the top of the criminal world was full of challenges and achievements.
As Giancana's influence grew, so did his criminal empire. He started as a small-time street thug, but he quickly proved himself a force to be reckoned with in the world of organized crime. He expanded the outfit's operations beyond traditional rackets like gambling and extortion. Giancana wasn't content with just controlling traditional criminal activities. He saw the potential for huge profits in new and emerging markets. He had a vision to expand the outfit's operations into new and profitable areas. Giancana spearheaded the outfit's move into lucrative ventures like drug trafficking, loan sharking, and labor racketeering. These moves were part of his strategy to consolidate his control and increase his wealth. Recognizing the importance of political connections, Giancana cultivated relationships with corrupt officials and influential businessmen. He knew that real power lay in the ability to influence political decisions. He understood that power wasn't just about brute force, but also the ability to influence those in positions of authority. He used his intelligence to build a network of connections that served his interests. Giancana used bribery, extortion, and intimidation to secure favors, manipulate regulations, and silence potential threats. These methods were part of his tactics to ensure the outfit stayed on top. His web of influence stretched from the streets of Chicago to the corridors of power. There was no place in the city where his reach didn't extend. One of Giancana's boldest moves was the takeover of several powerful labor unions. He saw in the unions a golden opportunity to consolidate his power. He realized that the unions represented a vast pool of money and influence. He infiltrated these unions, installed corrupt officials, and used intimidation tactics to silence opposition. This move was part of his plan to control the local economy, and used intimidation tactics to silence opposition. He didn't hesitate to use violence to achieve his goals. Giancana then funneled union funds into the outfit, using the money to finance other criminal activities and expand his empire. This money was the lifeblood of his operations. Using the money to finance other criminal activities and expand his empire. This money was the lifeblood of his operations. Giancana's control over the unions gave him immense power over various industries. He could disrupt businesses, manipulate labor costs, and extort bribes from employers who feared his wrath. He could disrupt businesses, manipulate labor costs, and extort bribes from employers who feared his wrath. This control gave him unparalleled influence. His control of the unions also provided him with a veneer of legitimacy, allowing him to operate more openly and expand his influence within seemingly legitimate businesses. This faux legitimacy was part of his strategy to stay out of the law's crosshairs, allowing him to operate more openly and expand his influence within seemingly legitimate businesses. This faux legitimacy was part of his strategy to stay out of the law's crosshairs. By the 1950s, Giancana had become the head of the Chicago outfit. This organization was one of the most powerful organized crime syndicates in the United States, and Giancana managed to control it thanks to his sharp mind and strong personality. He was a powerful and intimidating figure, known for his sharp intellect, ruthless efficiency, and lavish lifestyle. Giancana wasn't just an ordinary gang leader, he had a unique ability to manipulate people and events to his advantage. Under his leadership, the outfit reached the peak of its power and influence. Giancana managed to expand the gang's operations into new areas, increasing its profits and influence. Giancana's reign represented the golden age of the Chicago outfit, as profits soared and their control over the city seemed absolute. Chicago at that time was a city teeming with bustling nightlife, and Giancana knew how to take advantage of that. Giancana understood the importance of maintaining a public image. He knew that appearing respectable could help him avoid suspicion. He cultivated an aura of sophistication, often seen dining at the finest restaurants, rubbing elbows with celebrities, and even dating famous actresses. This was part of his strategy to make himself look like a successful businessman, not a gang leader. This carefully crafted persona helped legitimize his image and deflect attention from his criminal activities. He knew how to play the political and social game skillfully. He wanted to be seen as a man of power and influence, not just a common gangster. He always sought to enhance his status in society. However, Giancana's brutality was never far from the surface. He knew how to use violence to achieve his goals. He maintained an iron grip on the outfit, demanding absolute loyalty and punishing dissent with swift and brutal efficiency. He didn't tolerate any challenge to his authority. He ordered countless murders, eliminating rivals, silencing informants, and consolidating his power. These crimes were part of his strategy to maintain control. Giancana's reign was a bloody one, marked by violence and intimidation. The streets of Chicago bore witness to this. Despite his public persona, Giancana's criminal activities attracted the attention of law enforcement. He couldn't escape the eyes of the law forever. The FBI, led by J. Edgar Hoover, considered him a prime target. Hoover was determined to bring Giancana down. However, Giancana proved to be an elusive adversary. He knew how to avoid getting caught in legal traps. He surrounded himself with loyal associates, operated in secrecy, and used his political connections to avoid prosecution. These connections were part of his vast network that helped him stay out of jail. For years he seemed untouchable, operating with impunity and expanding his criminal empire. This empire extended beyond Chicago, encompassing other areas in the United States and abroad.